What? What? Too late.
Darn it. Welcome to the CouncilCast. This is episode 225, being recorded on September 20th, 2022. The council is now in session, and as with every week, we will make arbitrary decisions about topics on science, technology, and random shit.
Random shit?
With a little background and next to no expertise. All CouncilCast decisions are final and have no bearing on anything whatsoever.
I forgot that. I forgot what I was supposed to do there for a second.
I kind of
I was
figured.
like, wow, that reverb was amazing. We're just nailing it. We're on fire. And I was just like in the moment, and then I got lost in the moment. So I'm sorry.
We were
Perfect.
just
You should get lost in the
stunned
moment
by
every
the
time.
excellence.
Stunned by
Yeah.
our excellence.
That was great. It was like, what are we doing?
What are we hanging on here for?
What are we doing?
Just keep going. We'll just keep going right into space, which is what Elon Musk is going to do with his new light speed engine.
Oh yeah.
So
It's gonna go
I
the speed of light.
I did try to look this up a little bit from your text, and I'm not sure this is gonna work.
Well, I don't think it's gonna work, but it's definitely gonna be something that he can talk about at all of his press junkets. Because that's what he
That is probably true.
like. Remember when he was like,
He
"I'm
made a
going to
light
build-
speed engine?
I'm going to." Well, yeah, he's working on it. Just the same way he's working on a robot that can move like a real human. Remember when he had that guy come out like, "Look at my new robot." Well, this obviously isn't a real robot, but it will. My robot, when I finish building it, will be able to move like this. Like,
Okay.
He is like he is the epitome of those old timey guys who'd show up to town and be like, "Here, take my miracle elixir, and you'll feel better in the morning. Buy 5 bottles. I'll be here tomorrow to sell you more." And then he's gone. Like that's what I imagine Elon Musk like. But like even those guys, every once in a while, were like, "Well, crap. I guess I did find something that actually cures something." Like, no, I guess the boring machine actually was a good idea. You know, whatever. So
I guess eventually even a monkey can type Shakespeare. So
exactly, give him a typewriter. Just give him the typewriter. But I thought this was at least theoretically fascinating, like the way it was described in the video that I watched.
yeah, so I looked into it, and it's really just an EM engine, or an EM drive as they call it, which really isn't anything new per se. People have kind of been proposing these types of drives for a while for spaceflight because they essentially can propel a vehicle at little to no energy. And being in space, you don't have any wind resistance to fight, so that's a positive. So, I think that the problem is, though, that there's been a lot of people who've done experiments and they've tried to build some of these things like on Earth just to prove that the technology works. And it so far has been met with pretty lackluster results, I would say. From what I've seen, people haven't really been able to prove that it actually generates thrust. But who knows? Maybe Elon Musk can figure it out.
So what, did he have a video of something like from Star Trek saying, "Look, this is what it would look like if see, this is my new light speed engine." Actually, they don't go light speed. That's Star Wars, isn't it?
Well, my favorite thing
Warp
is
speed
that,
is Star
Warp
Trek.
speed.
Yeah,
Yes.
Star Trek's light speed. There you go. Or Star Wars is light speed. Yeah. My favorite part, though, is that the image in this article is Mr. Musk shaking hands with what I can only assume is Biden in front of a boring machine. It has nothing to do with space.
Well, the way
it's like the opposite of light speed.
The way it was described in the video, which I thought was fascinating, was that going the speed of light means that your mass becomes infinitely heavy or something like that. So like light speed for something with mass is impossible, but getting to like 99% of the way there is possible, is kind of the way that they described it in the video. Is that basically the way that you understood it, Blaine? Like that's what he's trying to do, is make something that just goes really fast, and we can say light speed because we're never going to actually be able to achieve that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably true. Yeah, it's not I don't think you're ever going to be able to achieve actual full-on light speed, but
Wait,
you can get
so
very, very close.
he's misrepresenting his product. Where's Dave at to go completely ballistic over this?
Right to repair. Yeah.
What?
I
You
think-
mean that he's saying that he can go light speed when he really can't? Okay.
Yeah. No, I think
Take it easy, man.
I don't
It's
know. I
called
think it's pretty
advertising.
cool though. My biggest concern though, like the video that I watched was like, you could make it to the moon in 5 minutes. You could make it to Mars in only a half an hour. And I'm like, yeah, but your brain would be mush. Like
Yeah.
you just take off and whap to the back of the plane. And
No,
they
that's
always
when
show-
the inertia dampers need to be. Did you watch enough
That's
sci-fi?
it.
He's got a few
No,
more pieces of technology to develop before we go that far.
like what
I mean,
what would we be
but you're right. You could get there if you weren't stopping at any of them. If you were literally going to shoot past the Earth already at light speed, go past Mars, you could get there in 30 minutes. But you better not be stopping there because you're going to be mush.
Right, exactly. And like
take a
also
week
if
to
you're
slow
going
down.
that fast in space, how are they going to stop? Like you can't just turn it off and be like, "Oh, great.
Stop,
Well,
Now we're
stop this thing! We
well,
can't
haven't you
stop,
seen,
sir! We're
haven't you
going
seen The
too
Expanse?
fast!
Have you seen The
Stop
Expanse
it
at all?
now! We have to slow down!
they've gone plaid." Yeah.
No, if you've seen The Expanse, I think they do a really good job of representing kind of very fast space travel in that, literally you would just to slow down halfway through your journey, you would actually have to turn around and fire your engines the opposite direction to slow down.
So they're going to have to build a spacecraft with rockets or thrusters on both sides of it.
Well, I mean, you could
Push
just
me, pull me.
turn the vehicle around. It's space.
But how
Not
would
at
you
those
turn it around?
speeds. You'll
Think about
skid
it.
out of control.
If you want to turn it around,
You'll skid and
you would
roll
go like
it,
this.
buddy.
You would go whoop. There's still thrust from the back. It's not like you can go,
No. You would turn it
Yeah, you-
off, turn it around, and then turn it back on.
No, you turn and leave skid marks
Oh,
in
I
space.
I forgot that's super easy, barely inconvenient. But no, like my brain's not wrapping its head around that. Like you're going to have to create some, like, what are they saying? Somebody's going to get out and just push and push it around. How is it spinning around? I never went to physics class. This feels like a trick.
They would have like little tiny
No.
rockets on the side, like bow thrusters on a boat,
Right,
Bow
but
thrusters.
right, but
and it would spin you around.
if it's going like this, and there's
Yes.
thrust coming out the back.
Nope.
You're saying that
no thrust. No
you
thrust.
say you cut the thrust off. So now it's
Yes.
just floating through space.
Gliding. Yep.
And that momentum, if you give it, if it's going this way and you give it a little push this way, it doesn't start to drift off course. It's still going to go this way, and you're going to, I mean, I
Well,
guess.
I mean, so as you're going, you'd have to have that
I guess
thrust
if
be
the car's going down the
perpendicular,
road,
right?
and you
So
hit
go
some ice,
boom,
you'll
and you
keep
just do like
going
that.
and spin on the ice.
Correct.
That's what you're saying. Is that's what they're
Correct.
trying to accomplish.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Well. Okay. Good.
So, but to
I still
Brian's
think
point,
the
it
push me
might
pull me
take
would be
you
better.
like a week to slow it down, depending on how fast you are going.
Fun. or where you're going to, I guess.
Yes.
But
You
he
get
has a
there in
lot of
30
other
minutes, but
he has a
it'll
lot
take
of
you a
other
week to
issues. If he
stop.
can get the engine going, he still has to keep radiation out, and he's got to have.
Well,
There's a
radiation is going to
lot
be
of
a lot less
stuff.
of a concern. If
No, you
radiation will
can
be a
still
lot
fly
less of
through
a
stuff.
concern. Right. Well, they'll have to chart a course, which is going to be
There's
super easy.
space dust and rocks and things that are gonna.
Yeah,
It's
he needs his
still
deflector
not.
shield. I mean,
Yeah, he needs a
Yeah, they'll build a
deflector
deflector
shield
shield.
and some phase cannons. He needs all kinds of crap to make this thing work. He can't just
He also has to worry
strap
about
an engine onto it
snakes.
and go. Oh my god.
He has to worry
Well,
about
good for him.
snakes.
Thumbs up for a new way to go really, really fast.
um, yeah, why not? Thumbs up for space. I like it.
Yeah, remember
Is
that
there
clip
any
from Rick and
AI
Morty when
involved here? Because
when
thumbs up for that too.
when Morty gets bit by a snake in outer space, and Morty's like, "What was that?" He's like, "It was a snake." He's like, "There's snakes in space." He's like, "There's everything in space, Morty." That was my favorite. So anyway, then we got to watch out for snakes.
Yeah, be careful about them space snakes.
Space.
Oh my gosh.
wh-
I have YouTube. I just looked up the clip to see if I could play it. It's way too long. But I have software that tells me how good of content it is. Like this how many searches there are, this how many videos there are for it. This is an excellent video topic. There are snakes in space. So I'm making that video tomorrow.
All
Or
right.
I know what the episode title is for tonight.
Snakes in space.
Anyway.
Well, something
Thumbs
that you
up.
don't have to
Yeah.
worry about. Yeah, on your space trip that only takes 30 minutes is potentially heating and cooling it. Because apparently some scientists have come up with a way to heat and cool a area without any energy.
Oh, what are they
Okay,
going to use?
tell me.
How are they
Tell
going
me
to do
more.
that? Yeah.
So apparently, some researchers have created a device that will basically using special materials, it will heat or cool a room or an area passively without the use of energy. So basically, the way that it works is um, you can heat something up, or something can give off heat if you like if it's black, for example. Like so, if you put something out in the sun, you shoot a whole bunch of sun at it, it gains a lot of energy, and then it can kind of give off that heat for a while. Similarly, you can cool something by just reflecting the incoming sunlight. So you can just wrap something up in like tin foil, and it'll keep it cooler on the inside than it is on the outside. So they basically took this idea and they basically smashed these two materials together with a material in between it. And what they said is that basically as something will cool down, it will shrink and it'll curl up and it'll expose the reflective surface, creating a cooling effect. But as it warms up, it will uncurl, exposing the darker surface, creating heat. And apparently that's going to work.
What? So
I feel like you skipped over some really important parts here.
So wait, it's gonna crumple down and get cold, and then but as it gets crumpled down, it's gonna be able to collect sunlight and be warm again, and so it's gonna open back up, and then when it gets too warm, it's gonna close back.
Yep.
So how is it useful? It feels like a party trick. It feels like when you're like, oh look, you drip some water on this piece of paper and now it's a snake.
Or like a mood ring. Not that it actually heats or cools.
Yeah, I mean it's certainly I'm a little confused how it's actually going to work, but they apparently say that it can, and they say that they can convert 73% of the incoming sunlight into heat. And
so wait. You get to decide if you're collecting heat or if you're trying to make it cool?
No.
If it's hot outside, it'll be hot in your house, and if it's cold outside, it'll be cold in your house. I think that happens already.
I'm glad they finally invented something to let that happen.
That's called no air conditioning and no heating and cooling. That's
It's called open the windows.
I'm not exactly sure. I mean, I think that it's more like a temperature maintaining device. So like if you want
I
it
think
to
it's a
be,
party
you can buy
trick.
like a something that holds a 75-degree temperature or something. I don't know.
Okay,
Sounds like
well,
it would be kind of a cool material to make a fake flower out of because it would open up or go back in.
everyone's favorite fake flowers made out of expanding and contracting. However, if you were able to use it for like the insulation in the walls of your house, that could be as part of the insulation in the walls of your house. That could be a good barrier so that it was changing, it was heating up and cooling down as the outside of the house was trying to push in. I could see it being used there pretty well.
Sure. Yeah, they do say that one of the limitations is that this thing is going to be pretty big. So
That's what I was thinking.
Because it does have to roll up and unroll. So I mean, if you could just imagine your air conditioner instead of having it in your room, it's just like this big tube that hangs off the wall and just goes like into the middle of your room, and then
Does it make that noise?
Yep.
Yes.
I'm so glad we're recording this. That's my new ringtone. I say that. I have no idea how to
I'm gonna say thumbs down.
They bill it as a way to potentially help areas that don't need. I think it's again more temperature maintaining that don't need a lot of heating or cooling. So areas that, like the Pacific Northwest, for example, where a lot of people don't have air conditioners today, but with global warming, they're starting to see higher temperatures and they need to cool without. They don't want to add a whole lot of energy or something.
It's already expensive enough out there.
I don't know.
Get these can of peanut snakes to cool their
Yep.
house.
Jack in boxes.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with a thumbs up for it because I'd like to see him continue it and turn it into something that makes noise.
I give myself a thumbs up for abstaining from voting on this.
Hey, Matt.
What's up?
There you go.
Perfect. Well, what's up is apparently crypto mining, because Ethereum has completed its merge, therefore making all GPU mining obsolete.
Because most of the
I heard
stuff
about this.
mined Ethereum as the intermediary.
What?
So
Mine
That's
it,
a
sell
question. Like, were most people mining Ethereum? This doesn't prevent you from mining any other coin.
It was cheap to
Correct,
mine,
yeah.
and then they would sell it.
for
I think
Bitcoin?
because it was the most mined coin outside of Bitcoin. They're expecting to have a huge drop off. Actually, as a matter of fact, they say that this merge is going to drop the mining and energy use by 99.95% of what it is today.
Good.
Worldwide.
And GPU prices are tanking.
Yep. And so because of that, because you don't really need a GPU anymore, people aren't going to be buying them and flood the market with stuff now left over.
That is going to be great for the gaming community.
Yep.
It is. It seems
Thumbs
like
up.
it's been like 3 years since we actually had normal graphics card availability.
Thumbs up for Fortnite. You guys gonna hop on Fortnite later?
No.
No. I'll be honest, I'm not
always
exactly
invite
sure.
you, Matt, whenever I get online. Like, hey, you want to come join my party?
Wait, what?
Because it's like a PlayStation that's like, oh, Matt is on PlayStation. Matt's on whatever gaming platform or whatever. It's
You
like,
own my PlayStation.
No, I know. I think it's on Epic. That's what it is because you have an account. It goes, oh, you should invite Matt. So I always invite you, but it never comes through to you because why would it? You don't play Fortnite, so it's just always a little.
I'm also never logged into Epic.
It's a funny thing that I do for myself, and I laugh about it. And I'm glad I told everyone.
Well, so here's a good example of what this merge for Ethereum has reduced in energy usage. Is that apparently Ethereum's annualized power consumption was comparable to the country of Chile, and so now with this reduction in
Chile.
mining, they basically are zero.
Was that Chilean mining thing that I heard about a couple years ago?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
that's where the
Definitely.
miners went. They went to find a better way to get Ethereum.
But yeah, I give it a thumbs up for graphics cards being widely available at reasonable prices. So
Indubitably.
Something that you don't need a graphics card for, though, is not getting run over by a Ford vehicle in the future. But you do need a cell phone because
That's all you need to get run over by a Ford vehicle?
Wait a
Fine.
minute. So there will be Ford. Okay, I just want to clarify. There will be Ford vehicles in the future. Is that what you're saying? Is that the first
Yes.
point you're trying to make?
Yes, that is the first point.
Okay. I don't.
Second
believe
point. Second point is that apparently Ford is working on developing a system to help its cars avoid hitting pedestrians by using Bluetooth on your phone. So they're apparently going to create an app that would allow your phone to communicate with passing car, and it would say, "Hey, don't hit me."
Bro, this is
So-
just going to result in people taking their phone, installing the app, and throwing it out into the road. Like,
Yes.
to cause
I mean,
accidents.
all I can think is that your
Seriously,
cell phone is going to
this
help
is-
you
like, this
drive
is gonna
to
be
the point you're
insurance
not going to hit
fraud.
people.
Insurance
It's
fraud
gonna be the
101.
new Middle
You
schoolers across
you
the
get somebody
country are gonna
to you
be
get somebody to
stopping buses.
fucking you get somebody to team up with you, and take your phone that has a thing on it and just chuck it in the road, and then the person behind the car you want to stop slams into it. Boom, insurance fraud. How's this gonna work?
Let's
Just
talk
like
after
that.
the episode, Matt.
Well,
I'm going
oops.
on the record as saying that is a bad idea.
Yeah,
Thumbs down
on
for
an
Matt's
unrelated
idea.
note,
We'll
I
talk
guess
later.
to be
Talk after the
fair, I
episode.
don't know if
Talk
it
later.
actually stops the vehicle or if it just alerts the driver that there's a pedestrian there.
If the
Hey,
if
you're
the
about
person
You know
ready to
what?
hit somebody.
You get a text message that you can look and read. The text message will say, "Slow down, you're going to hit somebody."
if the person that gets in front of you has a low social credit score or is your in-law, it speeds up.
Oh my God.
Low social.
You can
credit.
target, right? You can have a list, a do not hit list, and a I don't care what happens to them list.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see the notification.
you got to
being
pay
popped up and
extra for
somebody
the do
being
not
like,
hit list to be longer though.
Oh no! Instead of a text, you get like you get an Amber alert, and you get all these other silver alerts. This is going to be a pedestrian alert.
Mm.
Yeah, I can see it popping up and people being like, what's that?" Not knowing, and they just hit the person anyway.
And they look down at their phone, check it out. Yeah.
They swerve, miss the person, and run into a whole bunch of other stuff.
Hey, Ford, if you're listening, maybe account for some of these ideas and just make sure that the app doesn't do any of these things.
Yeah, really, seriously, we should be on their research and development team.
They should probably pay us right
They
now.
should hire the
They should pay
council.
us.
Hey, Ford, if you want to use these ideas, just send us money at idon'tcare@councilcast.org.
There you go.
Yep, money.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if this is really going to be a real thing. I find it hard to believe that Ford's going to get like everybody to download an app.
Yeah, this sounds
that only works
really
with Ford.
stupid.
So
I don't know.
I'm giving it a thumbs down.
I watched Silicon Valley, and there was a way that they did some backdoor hack on people's phones via a wireless router to install an app without them knowing. Maybe Ford could do something like that.
Probably.
Okay.
It is Ford.
Probably.
Thumbs up.
Sweet.
I vote thumbs up if this is Ford going to space, but it's not, so I'm going to say thumbs down.
Well, something that you might want to take to space next time you're traveling out there is your Nerf gun that is in the shape of a Star Trek phaser.
What?
Wow.
That sounds pretty.
Did you put this in the science section?
Nope. Should it be?
Dang it,
Did I
Blaine.
miss this one up,
Yes.
Brian?
This
Of course, it should be in the
science.
science section.
So yeah, Hasbro has apparently launched. So they've already come out with a gosh darn it, the Starfleet Type 3, the phaser rifle, and now a Type 2 with phaser, which is your little handheld phaser, as new Nerf guns. Apparently they're
This is
loosely
next
inspired
generation
by,
stuff, huh?
It is correct. But they're loosely inspired by the Star Trek First Contact.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Apparently,
Very
the
cool.
pistol,
How
Type
much
2
is it?
pistol, can only fire a single dart at a time. And so, you're probably not going to stun a whole lot of people with it.
It only has stun mode, huh?
It only has stun. They are going to be up for pre-orders starting on October 2nd, with an estimated release sometime in 2023. They will cost you $120 for the set, it looks like. So if you want to get your
phasers from stun to seduce.
Okay, Zap.
So maybe you can have this in time for your for Halloween next year, and if you want to dress up as a Star Trek person, there you go.
There you go.
Well, something that didn't kill somebody, which is not a Star Trek phaser, but maybe is vampires. As apparently archaeologists have uncovered a real-life vampire from the 17th century.
Well,
Is it a bat?
No. No, actually, this is I actually found this article kind of interesting, in the fact that basically there's a lot of vampire folklore, as people would imagine, especially in Eastern Europe, and apparently there's been a lot of people's bodies found that have typical vampire protections, if you want to say. So, for example, people would bury suspected vampires with a sickle placed across your neck, so that if the corpse reanimated, it would cut its head off. Other
Seems
strange things, such
optimistic.
as putting a padlock on the big toe. There's certainly some other things that people have done to kind of make sure that, hey, if this person really is a vampire and we bury him, they come back to life, how do we make sure they don't come and kill everybody?
How does the padlock help?
How doesn't it help? Come on.
Oh, they probably put a chain to the padlock, maybe, or did they just put a padlock there and it
No.
was supposed to?
Did they
bind
curse the
their
padlock?
soul?
They cursed it, didn't they?
Yeah, that must be it.
Wow.
They had no idea what they were.
So
doing.
this body had these protections, or what?
Yeah, so in this case, they've found this before, but this is the first, or similar things before, but this is the very first one that they've found that actually has a sickle placed above the neck of the person who was buried. And in addition to that, they found that when they took the skull out, they found that the teeth were slightly vampiric looking. So it's entirely possible that this was a vampire.
Like it.
I said slightly.
Hold on,
Some
I'll
big
let
canines,
everyone
huh?
in. I don't see it.
I don't see it either. Yeah, those are canines. I've seen more pronounced ones than that.
Well, vampires used to look different, don't you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Apparently.
say that she had very noticeable protruding front teeth. So I guess it doesn't necessarily say that she had.
She had bad teeth. Can't you see that? Go back to that picture. Those
Yes.
teeth look horrible.
It's like she never went to the dentist or something.
It's like she hasn't been to the dentist in a couple thousand years. How long? How long is this body supposedly?
Why do
Oh,
these
100
look?
years
Wait,
old.
in what way are these
1600s.
quote unquote slightly vampiric?
They're not.
They said protruding
She had bad
front
teeth.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Oh,
he
look at that.
kind of looks like they poke out. I don't know.
This one's
Skincare,
big,
teeth.
but it also looks like
She's
it just kind
messed
of got
up.
dislodged.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So I guess you can probably believe that you're probably not at risk of getting vampires
Is that
coming
the
back
sickle?
from the dead.
Okay, so what if
Oh, yeah.
this is just a practical joke? What if her
Entirely
friends
possible.
decided to
How does
bury
the
her this
sickle
way
work if
so
it's
that we would
rusted?
find her later
Because you
and
know
then
how vampires
say,
like to sit up like this?
Yeah,
Neck
they sit up
first.
just
Yeah, but
like
the
that.
sickle's all rusty now. It's not going to cut very well.
Well, I'm assuming they didn't think that they were going to have to live with this for multiple hundreds of years. They probably were more concerned about
They
if
were
it would
just
rise
like,
from
yeah,
the
they
dead
were just
tomorrow.
like, well, I'm not going to be around in 100 years, so, you know,
I still think it was a practical
as long
joke.
as it lasts for at least a couple of decades, because we all know how well iron does underground at not rusting for
Very.
decades. You know,
You know,
it lasts
this is just
for a long
mean.
time.
I
This
cover
is
my
just
iron in salt.
Smart.
this is just Mean Girls. Her
What?
she belonged to a group of girls. They were mean. They decided to bury her with a sickle.
They were mean.
Just-
look at her.
No, she died of her own. This is not murder. This is just Mean Girls. They just wanted. Look, everyone, we buried her with a sickle. She's a vampire, and it was just being
Ruined
mean.
her reputation for centuries.
Ruined her reputation.
Mm,
Well,
that's
That
the
must
way
be
she
I
it.
give it a
goes.
thumbs up because, you know, they found it. That's neat.
I'm going to go with thumbs down for proving that vampires aren't real.
Well, I don't
Austin,
know
there's
if you
been
did
great
that.
advances in dental care since you've been frozen.
All
Groovy,
right.
buddy.
Well, with that,
Groovy,
we're going to
baby.
move on to our Elon Musk pitches, or not Elon, billionaire pitches for the week. How about that?
Yes,
Dope.
I have a pitch.
All right.
But let me see who I want to pitch it to. Hold on. This is important.
Anybody else have a pitch in the meantime?
Nope.
Okay. This will have to do.
Let's hear it.
I am going to pitch this. This person barely makes the list. Christopher Goldsberry has a measly 1.8 billion. Boring. But I think that my idea is going to help bring him up to the top of the food chain here, compete with the big dogs. You all have heard, I'm sure, of a Rube Goldberg machine.
That's the second time somebody's made a Rube Goldberg reference today. Anyway, go on.
I am pitching to Mr. Goldsberry that he invent the Jeff Goldblum machine. I'm sure you're wondering what it does.
What does it do?
And so am I. I would like him to just make a Jeff Goldblum machine, and whatever it does, people will buy it. I'm certain of that. As Jeff Goldblum once said, nature always finds a way. So I rest my case.
So it might be nature based. Is that what you're saying?
I have no idea what it does. It literally could do anything. but I want a Jeff Goldblum machine.
That's fair. I'd like to see what this thing looks like first.
Well, it's gonna be spectacular.
Great.
And I think
Now
Christopher
the Jurassic
Goldsberry
Park
is-
theme is stuck in my head every time.
I mean, so what we do know about Christopher Goldsberry is that he made his billions from salsa.
Which one?
It just says
The-
salsa.
I think we need to figure out which salsa to find out if he deserves his billions. Christopher,
Maybe he invented salsa.
how do you spell it?
SALSA.
Fuck you, Brian.
G.
It's Pace Foods.
S.
Oh, he's
He's
Pace.
Yeah, he's Pace.
It's not that good.
Very popular. Lots of it are sold.
The Pace Foods to Campbell.
Remember when there was those commercials? Was Sam Elliott in one about putting it on a burger?
New York City. Was that
For
that one?
salsa?
Picante sauce.
Pecan. Was it? I don't know. Well, didn't there used to be, maybe not Sam Elliott, but didn't there used to be a Pace commercial about putting it on like a burger and stuff?
Let's see. We can find it, I'm sure.
Usually
Alright.
old commercials.
So
St. Pace.
I'll go with this guy. Okay, so my pitch is I'm pitching it to Patrick Lee. He is number 842.
Okay.
And my pitch for Mr. Patrick Lee is that I think so. If we all have kids, and you have a kid who likes to read books, maybe they like to flip through pages on their own. Maybe they like to
I just watched
play with the books a little bit. So I think
New York City.
I propose that Mr. Lee makes a spray-on coating for books that prevent them from being ripped or damaged by children.
You can get this right
Oh,
now.
wow.
It's called
It's a spray-on
Plastic Dip,
coating?
and they sell it at
I still want to
AutoZone.
be able to read the page.
I'm sure they make clear, opaque plastic dip. Plastic dip.
Clear, opaque plastic
Plastic
dip.
Oh, clear and or opaque.
The book's been protected. I can't open it, but it's protected.
I do like this.
I like
idea.
it.
It's
That's a good
easier
idea.
than laminating. I do like how it's spray on. Can it have some chlorofluorocarbons?
Sure.
Awesome. That way it can be
Have
bad
as
for the
many as you
environment,
want.
probably bad for the kids, but they'll still learn to love reading. So there's an upside to it. How much is it going to cost per bottle? Like, am I going to have to get a bottle per book?
Nah, I think a bottle should probably cover, like, I'm going to go with 5 books. And it's less than $5.
All right. Do you already have a patent for this?
No.
No patent, no deal. I'm out. Shark out.
Shark.
Isn't that what
Perfect.
they say on that show?
I
Shark
want
out.
75% of your company, and I want you to be my servant for the rest of your life. No.
This sounds like
Shark
a great
out!
deal.
What the hell?
Give me the product.
Shark out? Is this a Shark Tank thing?
I'm pretty
I
sure they
don't
say
think
that on
that's what
Shark
he's
Tank.
going
I'm pretty sure
for.
they say
Yeah.
shark
I'm
out
pretty sure
They
they do not
when
say that.
I think they
when they're
do.
like pulling their idea. When
They
they're
say-
like, I don't want to be part of this.
Because you won't take my proposal and give basically your entire life away to me, I don't want any part of this.
I'm going to give you a $400,000 retainer, but I want 95% of your company. You have to pay me back in 72 hours or no deal.
There was an episode where I just saw it on the
I
Reddit
hate
the
that
other
show.
day. I wish I could fucking
I
find
hate
it.
that show.
That what's his name, Keith, made an offer, and the person like made a face and was like, "So you want a blah 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 for blah 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 my company or whatever?" And Mark Cuban started laughing, and he was like, "He called you out, bro." I wish I could remember exactly what happened.
I love that they. I love that. Yeah, that show. I mean, sometimes the show's really good. Other times you're like, I mean, I guess the producers just let this.
Oh, Mark Cuban was basically just like, he saw your offer was bullshit immediately.
You've done. I see you. I can see there's no pleasing you. You want to smoke in a pancake? Bong in a waffle? No? I can see there's no pleasing you. You're insane, gold member.
Oh boy.
Hey, great.
I
like,
want to.
All right.
I don't know
Brian,
who
are you pitching
to
something?
pitch it to. You guys find somebody for me to pitch it to. But I want a heating and cooling system that operates off of the light bulbs in your house. So each room has light, and I want it to.
Amy Goldman Fowler.
Perfect. I want it to either emanate heat or cooling rays to cool and light
Is it
the
a light
room,
bulb?
or light bulb. Yeah.
Does it work off the light bulb, or is it the light bulb?
The light bulb is the device that either heats or cools. It also provides light.
Okay,
So,
gotcha. So it's all one in the same.
yep, because you've got them everywhere. They should be able to heat and cool your house.
Amy Goldman Fowler is in real estate, so seems like a win-win for her.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Because I'm sure there are a lot of billionaires who just sell residential real estate. But
Lighting fixtures are the things that heat and cool the house.
Is it like an always on type of thing? Like, can you control it?
Yeah, sure. You got a thermostat. You bet.
All right, perfect.
It controls it like by the room too.
Sweet. Well, if I turn the light off, does it still work?
And it will be connected to an app developed by Ford that will alert you if your room gets too hot or cold.
So Amy is going to partner with Ford to make.
No. They probably already have the app developed.
She's gonna
It'll just happen to coincide with the development of her heating and cooling light bulbs.
Okay, well, thumbs up. This is an excellent idea. See no holes in this proposal.
Because Ford
I was
is
going to give
the
it a
app
thumbs
company.
down until you said Ford was involved.
Because Ford is the app
now it's
company.
two thumbs
Failure
down.
of an idea.
What? You want to heat and cool light bulbs and you want Ford involved? Perfect.
All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and call this council meeting adjourned. We thank you all for listening as we do record this podcast live Tuesday nights on YouTube. If you liked what you saw and want to check out all past episodes, you can go to councilcast.org or find us on iTunes or your favorite podcatcher. If you have this topic you'd like the council's decision on, you can email us at idon'tcare@councilcast.org or connect with us on Twitter at RealCouncilCast or Reddit at /CouncilCast. Thanks for listening and goodbye.
Goodbye.